Hello, my name is Katie. Welcome to another video. Today we are doing the 20 Bookish Questions tag. I was tagged by Brittany from the channel Literarily Smitten. I will go ahead and link her video, and I will also try to figure out who did the original video for this tag, and I will link that as well. I hopefully should be able to find it. Sometimes it's hit or miss as to whether or not the originals are still up. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. First question, how many books is too many books in a series? I don't really have an answer to this because each series is its own unique thing. Different genres tend to have different numbers of books that are typical in a series, and there are some series where honestly the books are more like companions to each other rather than something that has to be read strictly in order. So it just kind of, I'm of the opinion that if it can be done in one book, that's better. But I would also rather have a full and complete story arc. So if that takes a couple books, 3 books, 4 books, then that's fine with me too. So I don't really know that I have an answer or a preference even. Question 2, how do you feel about cliffhangers? So it depends on the cliffhanger. Typically, I like to have learned something in the book rather than it just being like 400 pages of prologue and then kind of a cliffhanger. That pisses me off. Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles, I just finished that recently, and while I'm not sure I would really well, I guess it is kind of a cliffhanger, it didn't feel like shocking to me because the entire book was just unanswered questions. Like nothing ever got answered. It just kept going on and on and on. And that bothers me. In that case, cliffhangers are annoying because some of this stuff could have been resolved and then we could have had a cliffhanger that served to jump us into the next book. But instead, we got prologue cliffhanger. So, in that case I don't like it, but if it serves a purpose, then I like it. Like, one of the Throne of Glass books, I can't remember which one it was, but it ended on a ridiculous cliffhanger. And it drove me nuts because the next book wasn't out yet, but it worked. So it's all just a relative thing. Question 3, hardcover or paperback? For reading purposes, paperback. For sitting on the shelves, hardcover. Question 4, favorite book? I don't know if I have a favorite book because like that changes month to month for me. A couple books that I have still been thinking about even though I read them months ago would be The Lost Queen by Signet Pike and The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. Don't know if they'll be like all-time favorites, but I read them at the beginning of this year and I'm still thinking about them fairly regularly. Question 5, least favorite book. The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I hate that book. I hate everything about that book. I still have a review about it that is up, although I've been considering taking it down because I've had some fairly nasty comments on that video, but if I don't take it down, I'll link it so you can watch it if you want. Question 6, love triangles, yes or no? I prefer not, because I find that most of them aren't terribly well done. If it is done well, then I'm fine with it, but those are few and far between. 7, the most recent book you just couldn't finish. I have a couple of those. Liberty by Caitlin Greenidge and The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. The Glass Hotel was such a major disappointment because ever since Station 11 I've been like dying for a new Emily St. John Mandel, and then it was just nothing but 300 pages of nothing. Question 8, a book you're currently reading. I'm currently reading a couple of things. First off, An Indigenous People's History of the United States by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz is, I think, the title. I should have a picture up here, hopefully. I'm listening to that on audiobook. I am really enjoying it. It has captured my attention fairly quickly. I'm also reading Love in Color It's like mythological tales retold. Beautiful book, love it. I can't get enough of it, honestly. It's one of those that I'm going to keep and probably reread several times, but I'm almost done. I think I've got about 80 pages left. And then the other book I'm reading, I might have it sitting here somewhere. It doesn't matter. It's called The Science Book, and it's like just talking about very influential occurrences, discoveries, etc. in science. Starting early with like agriculture and then moving into present day. So I'm very much enjoying that as well. Question 9, the last book you recommended to someone. Love and Color. I am not done with it yet, but I can't help but gush about it because it's phenomenal. Question 10, the oldest book you've read by publication date. The Iliad, maybe? Probably. I mean, I can't imagine anything that I've read that's older than that. I don't know. We're going with the Iliad. Question 11, newest book you've read by publication date. So I read a lot of new releases. So it's not really something I can answer. I'm going to link my April wrap-up, and that'll have a bunch of new releases that I've read. Because, I don't know, I read so many, I don't really have an answer for this. Question 12, favorite author. Currently, it's Isabel Wilkerson. I think she is absolutely phenomenal. I think she's a genius, and I recently saw her sit down and have a conversation with Barack Obama, and it was a phenomenal experience. Highly recommend her books. 13, buying books or borrowing books? Buying. It's a problem I should probably curb. But I enjoy it so much, and usually it just makes me so happy to do it. But at the same time, it does feel like a waste of money because most of these books I'm going to read either once or not at all. And I get so conflicted inside because thinking of it that way can never just make me purely happy about buying a book. So I don't know. I might just stop for a while, switch to libraries, and see how that goes. 14, a book you dislike that everyone else seems to love. Well, The Tattooist of Auschwitz is high up on that list. But also The Power by Naomi Alderman did not work for me. I ended up DNFing it, but a lot of people seem to love that as well. Oh, and The Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, but I'm going to give that another try because I think I'm the one who messed up there. I don't think it's going to work for me on audiobook. So I think I'm going to try again when I can get up the courage to tackle something that large and read it physically. Question 15, bookmarks or dog ears? I don't really care. I usually use bookmarks if I have one. If I dog ear pages, it's more because there's a quote or something on that page that I've underlined that I want to remember. I never buy those little sticker flag things. I never remember. And I don't... If I'm underlining, then I like it enough that I will be keeping it. I won't be donating it. And I'm not one that feels like I have to keep my books pristine. Like, they're meant to be used and loved, and I like the idea of potentially someday a grandchild or a great-grandchild going through my books and seeing pages that I've marked and being able to get a sense of who I was from my book collection. Anyway. 16, a book you can always reread. I don't know because I can't think of a book I've reread more than once. Aside from Looking for Alaska, but that was as a teenager and I have no interest in reading that book as an adult. So I have no answer for this. 17, can you read while listening to music? Oh, absolutely. I can read while watching TV and stuff like that doesn't really bother me. Question 18, one point of view or multiple points of view? Again, it doesn't matter. I read anything, it all depends on how it's done. If I'm reading it and I'm reading the same thing but from different points of view, that's kind of annoying because then it's like a waste of pages. I'm not getting anything new from the story by having multiple points of view. But if it's a book where I'm getting something different out of each point of view, then I like it. 19. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? That really depends on the book. If it's on the shorter side and I really like it, then I'll absolutely read it in one sitting. And by the shorter side, I mean anything under like 400 pages. If it's long, then even if I would like to read it in one sitting, usually life gets in the way of that. So yeah, I mean, kind of both there. And question 20 is, who do you tag? And I tag absolutely nobody because every single one of my friends has already done this. As per usual, I am late to the party. Those are my answers to the 20 bookish questions, although I suppose it was really more like 19 because who do you tag was less of a question and more of a tag people situation. So let me know your thoughts. And if you're going to get mad at me for dog earing and underlining, maybe don't let me know those thoughts because I'm not going to stop. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye.